Dragon Ball Daima is finally coming to Dokkan Battle, but when exactly are the banners dropping in your local time zone? How's it, everybody? Celtic Link here. We're back for another Dokkan Battle video. In today's video, we are taking a look at some upcoming information that will lead us to when exactly the Dragon Ball Daima banners should be dropping. I know many of you guys have been asking, so I figured I'll get my banners when video out a little bit quicker than usual. We'll still wait till the data download to do the Should You Summon, because I am waiting a little bit to see what happens with the banner, as I fear it may be, well, not fear, I'm actually very excited to see that it should be a singular banner based on some things that the devs themselves have said, but we shall see. So before I do that, we'll need to see the data download. But for when the banners themselves are going to be dropping, we actually can tell that right now, because Dokkan has made some things pretty consistent. So we know from the producer letter that both Super Saiyan Goku and Glorio are going to be arriving on the 26th, right? It's just a matter of when. For some people, it'll probably be the 27th. This isn't going to be one of those things where they said the 26th and it's actually the 25th. No, because Global is going into maintenance tomorrow, I don't think they'll be dropping on Christmas Day. Although it'd be cool to have some summons on Christmas Day, I don't think they will be dropping. For most people, it should be the 26th. And we can tell this by looking at the campaign info, right? If you guys look here at the, where is it? As always, we can check the Dragonstone sales and the Elder Kai banners, right? We see that the Elder Kai banner is leaving on the 26th at 6:59 p.m., just before 7 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time, and the Dragonstone sales are leaving on the same day, about an hour, 2 hours prior, right? So that is a pretty good indicator. Always is a very good indicator that within 24 hours of this period of ending, there will be new sales coming. Dragonstone's usually 24 hours. Elder Kai banner, however, it's a lot quicker. So being that these both are ending within, an hour to 2 hours of each other, we can safely assume that the 26th, sometime shortly after this time frame, 6:59 p.m., the next Elder Kai banner, and therefore the new banners, will be dropping. Now, as far as when exactly that'll be, well, actually, we do know, because Dokkan Since the Sync has been pretty consistent with their drop time. 7 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time is when they've been dropping these banners almost pretty consistently. That is when Gotenks and Jiren dropped on Global. That is when, let's see, Buhan dropped, right? The Heroes banner. 7 p.m. has been their go-to drop time since the sync. So we can safely assume, based on the Elder Kai and the sales banner, 6:59 ending, a minute later, the new banner is going to pop up on the 26th. And this tracks with what they said here in the producer letter. This also tracks with some in-game news that is coming, right? The Intensifying Fights, Super Battle Road, Extreme Super Battle Road, and Ultimate Red Zone Majin Buu are all going to be unavailable during this preparation period, which is going to begin during maintenance on the 25th and will become live again, of course, once the celebration starts. These are never down for more than 24 hours, so we can safely assume that along with these new stages that are coming, right, the story event, the challenge event, and the skill over event, along with these, right, these are all going to be showing up around the same time. Some of these might actually start sooner, right? The celebration usually starts at reset, right? So these could start anywhere from 2 p.m. my time to 4 p.m. my time, and then the banners will drop a couple hours later at 7 p.m. So the question is, what time is that for you? Well, as always, we have our handy dandy time zone converter. So all we have to do is plug in the date and the time, and we can go from there. So I will link this in the description down below if you want to check it out. for yourself. It's a very easy tool to use. So since we are synced, right, JP time, that's going to be 2 p.m. on the 27th with 7 p.m. on the my time on the 26th. So it tracks with what they said. Now, I'm unsure exactly the date they gave on the JP live stream, as I didn't watch the JP live stream. But if they said the 26th, that shifts this probably a couple hours sooner. Well, actually, almost almost 14 hours sooner at a minimum if they said the 26th. So but tracking with the banners, I'm pretty sure this is the appropriate time. So moving on from there, so 2 p.m. JST, HST, 7 p.m. across the Pacific Ocean, Pacific time, California up to Washington, you guys are looking at a 9 p.m. drop time for the Dragon Ball Daima banners. On Mountain Time, an hour later, you guys are looking 10 p.m. on December 26th. Central Time, over there in the middle of America, you guys are looking at 11 p.m. And as we make our way across the United States to the East Coast from New York down to Florida, 12 p.m. midnight, or a.m. rather, midnight is when you can expect to drop. And this has been pretty standard across the board since the sync for release time of banners. If we want to head on over, I know there's a bunch of you in Australia who watch these videos. You're looking at 4 p.m. on the 27th. In India, New Delhi, more like 10:30 on the 27th as well. In Brazil, Rio de Janeiro, you are looking at 2 a.m., all right, a little bit after those on the East Coast. In the Philippines, 1 p.m. on December 27th. So it's, mostly a time zone thing for PST, which is the time that they used in the producer letter. They do mention on the 26th, whereas the rest of the world may more be looking at the 27th, right? Eastern European time, 7 a.m. on the 27th. For whatever reason, if you are all the way out in Vanuatu, you are looking at 4 p.m. on the 27th. Now, this is a very easy tool to use. It will give you whatever time zone you need to figure out very quickly. All you have to do is plug it in with your known time, right? So if we wanted to remove some of these, right, and maybe add some others, right? So if we were looking at, I don't know, say you're in France, right? We don't have France up here, right? Paris, France, you are looking at 6 a.m. on the 27th. Moving on, right, if we want to add one more, I think I didn't cover the UK this time. You guys are at 5 a.m. on the 27th as well. So, I mean, this is not for certain, right? Of course, with any of these speculation videos, it's not for certain, but it pretty much tracks with what we know to be true. We know that they said it's dropping on the 26th, and we know that the sales and the Elder Kai's in on the 26th, just before 7 p.m. And since most banners lately have been dropping at 7 p.m., that pretty much guarantees that that is going to be when the banners drop. I could be off by a day or so. It's very much possible that it could be the 25th for me, meaning tomorrow night after maintenance. However, I don't think that that's the case, right? Because if we take a look at the maintenance here, the maintenance is set to end at 9:30 p.m., which would be way past when they usually do banners, and it would mean that both JP and Global are starting their banners way later than normal. So I don't think that that's the case, but we shall see. We'll know more when the data download hits, which should be tomorrow for JP, and of course it'll be at the end of maintenance on Global. So, guys, that is it for the video. That is when you can expect to see the Dragon Ball Daima New Year's banners drop in your local time zone. I will have a Should You Summon video up once we know what the banners exactly look like, and we can make a fair judgment, although, for most players, it's probably going to be a skip, being that we're about a month out from anniversary. So, guys, if you liked the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, and if nothing else, guys, thanks for watching, and aloha!